Hello everyone and welcome to today's workout. In this video we'll be focusing on lower body strength using just your own body weight, with an emphasis on building some lean muscle and shaping your legs. This routine will help tone your quads, hamstrings, glutes, and calves, while also engaging your core and improving your mobility and flexibility. We'll kick things off with a dynamic warm-up to get your muscles primed, and we'll finish with some stretching to boost flexibility and promote recovery. Whether you want to increase lower body strength, improve performance, or sculpt your legs with some lean muscle, by working different angles, this routine has got you covered. Let's get started. Just a couple quick things I wanted to mention. I did a general warm-up before this dynamic warm-up, which consisted of walking, jogging, jumping jacks, mountain climbers, and a few other things like that. Just make sure you're warmed up a little bit before you start. Also remember, you should always check with your health professional before starting this or any other exercise program. First is the bear walk. I have a bunch of other videos with this move in it. It's one of my staple dynamic warm-up stretches. You are walking your hands and feet forward and backward in a contralateral motion from a downward dog or A-frame type position. It's going to stretch your hamstrings, calves, and lower back while activating and strengthening your shoulders and upper back. Next is a quick cobra, and then right into a downward dog with scorpion kick. I have another video where I explain the down dog with scorpion kick in more detail, along with the next dynamic stretch, downward dog to twisted lunge. I also do these two moves in a lot of my workouts. I'll put a link in the top right, and I'll also put a link in the description below for that video. Now it's time to start the leg routine with the one-legged Romanian deadlift. You're bending at the hip, you're keeping the back leg straight and in line with the body as you bend forward. I'm reaching the opposite hand across to touch in front of the opposite foot, so right hand touching towards the left foot. This is going to stretch the hamstring. It's going to help with hip mobility, your core strength. It's going to help you improve your balance as well. Often you want to do the balance moves when pretty fresh and have more energy. And I'm going to do 2 sets of 10 on each leg. Now moving on to a lateral lunge, 2 sets of 10 on each side, allowing the knee to flex and bend towards the toe line. Keep a nice neutral spine, digging into the glutes, sitting back into the hips. This is a variation on a lunge, so it's going to work the glutes, hamstrings, quads. It's a compound move, but it's also a really great movement for knee and hip mobility. You're really going to feel the stretch in the inner thigh as you sink down to the bottom. Go as low as you feel comfortable. Feel your end range. Don't force it. Stay consistent. You'll be able to go lower and lower over time. I'm going to move on to the hardest part of this routine, the piked kneeling hamstring curl. The piked kneeling hamstring curl is an advanced variation on the traditional hamstring curl and also a variation on the Nordic curl, targeting the hamstrings, glutes, and lower back muscles. Unlike the standard Nordic curl, which involves a straight body position, the piked hamstring curl adds an element of challenge by incorporating a pike position. To perform the piked hamstring curl, start by kneeling on a soft surface with your feet anchored under a stable object or having a partner hold your legs. I'm using a push-up bar. Try to find something to pad the backs of your legs or the backs of your ankles. You can kneel on a pad if you need to. Engage your core and glutes to maintain a straight line from your knees to your shoulders. From this position, slowly lower your torso forward, and when you get about as far as you can go, you're going to start bending at the hips and bending your body forward, almost like a stiff-legged Romanian deadlift. Lower yourself down until your head or your chest comes close to the ground, and then straighten back up to the top. Aim to perform the piked hamstring curl for 3 to 5 sets of 4 to 8 reps, because this exercise has a really hard pull. Next is a kneeling leg extension. This is a variation on a sissy squat. I go into more detail with this exercise in another leg workout video and give easier variations and tips for starting out. Check the link in the top corner of this video, and I'll also put a link in the description. For now, just make sure you keep your core tight and don't go too low. Remember, these moves are much more challenging and different than many traditional exercises. I usually do 3 to 5 sets of 4 to 8 reps. This is a higher intensity exercise. It's better to keep the reps lower and the sets a little bit higher. Next is the single leg calf raise. Stand on one foot with the ball of the foot on the edge of an elevated surface like a curb or a step. Lower your heel below the level of the step until you feel a stretch in the calf. This eccentric phase is called dorsiflexion. Push through the ball of your foot to lift your heel as high as possible until you feel the contraction or squeeze in the calf muscle in the back of the lower leg. This concentric phase is called plantar flexion. Lower back down under control and repeat for reps. You can hold on to the top of the fence or a railing to help with balance. Just make sure not to help yourself with your arms and your hands. For the single leg calf raise, I usually do 2 to 3 sets of 10 to 15 reps. Next is the monkey primal movement. This is a fun one. Start in a deep squat with your hands touching the ground in front of you. Shift your weight to your hands as you hop your legs out to one side. Landing softly, move back through the squat position and flow into the next rep. Keep your movements fluid, staying low to the ground. After 4 to 6 reps in one direction, switch directions and go back the other way. This move builds mobility, strength, and coordination. The monkey does an awesome job of working the core in a cool, more fun, and different kind of way. It strengthens the hips and glutes, and it also stretches the inner thighs really well. I really like using it as a finisher on my leg days like this one, and I usually do 2 to 3 sets of 4 to 6 reps in each direction. That takes care of the strengthening portion of the routine. Now I'm going to move on to the stretching and mobility portion of the program. The first 3 stretches I'm going to do are part of a dragon sequence. The 3 parts of this dragon sequence are the high dragon, the low dragon, and the twisted dragon. I have another video where I break down this sequence in greater detail. You can click the link in the top right corner to check it out, and I'll also include a link in the description below. But I'm also going to do 2 more highly beneficial lower body stretches after this dragon sequence to round out and complete this program. Next is the standing straddle stretch, also known as the wide-legged forward bend. This move stretches the hamstrings, calves, lower back, and inner thighs. With your feet wide apart and legs straight, hinge forward at the hips, reaching your hands toward the floor or the ankles. This pose helps improve flexibility, relieve tension, and promote relaxation in the lower body and spine. The last pose or stretch for today is a Reclined Hero pose. Reclined Hero pose is a deep and restorative stretch that opens the hips, thighs, and ankles while promoting relaxation at the same time. It's an excellent pose for improving flexibility and posture. If you'd like a more detailed breakdown of this stretch with easier variations, check out my other video by clicking the link in the top right corner or finding it in the description below. That's going to do it for today's routine. Thank you for following along with this video. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel for more content like this, and share it with anyone who you think might find it helpful. Keep in mind, many of these exercises are more advanced, so if you'd like help mastering them or learning other highly effective routines, contact me. Visit andrewsfitnesstraining.com for personalized fitness solutions tailored to your lifestyle and goals. Let's work together to unlock your full potential. Other than that, keep pushing forward, stay consistent, and I'll see you in the next video. Happy training!